Hey everybody, for our first day together in math, I'm going to read to you my absolute favorite math book called The Math Curse. Math is one of my absolute favorite subjects to teach, and it's one of my favorite subjects to do all the way through school because I just loved the challenge of finding solutions, and I absolutely love teaching and seeing all the different ways kids come up with solutions because there's not just one way to do things in math, and I really love that. So this book shows how math is everywhere in our lives, and everywhere you look, you can find math. So this book is called The Math Curse, and it's written by John Zeska and Lane Smith. So enjoy The Math Curse. Here's our story. On Monday in math class, Miss Fibonacci said, "You know, you can think of almost everything as a math problem." On Tuesday, I started having some problems. I wake up at 7:15 in the morning. It takes me 10 minutes to get dressed, 15 minutes to eat my breakfast, 1 minute to brush my teeth. Suddenly, it's a problem. If my bus leaves at 8 o'clock, will I make it on time? How many minutes are there in an hour? How many teeth are in one mouth? I look in my closet and my problems just get worse. I have 1 white shirt, 3 blue shirts, 3 striped shirts, and 1 ugly plaid shirt that Uncle Zeno sent me. How many shirts are that altogether? And how many shirts would I have if I threw away that awful plaid shirt? When will Uncle Zeno quit sending me these ugly plaid shirts? I'm getting just a little worried. Everything seems to be a math problem. So I take the milk out for my cereal, and I start to wonder, how many quarts are in a gallon? How many pints are in a quart? How many inches are in a foot? 12. How many feet are in a yard? How many yards are in my neighborhood? And how many inches are there in a pint? How many feet are there in my shoes? I don't even bother to take out the cereal. I do not want to know how many flakes are in my bowl. Miss Fibonacci has obviously put a math curse on me. Everything I look at or think about has become a math problem. I try to get on the bus without thinking about anything, but there's 5 kids on the bus. 5 kids get on at my stop, 5 more get on at the next stop, and then 5 more get on at the last stop. True or false? What's the bus driver's name? Miss Fibonacci has this chart of what month everybody's birthday's in. Which month has the most birthdays? Which month has the fewest? Why does February have a W in it? Don't you think this chart looks sort of like a row of buildings? Do you ever look at clouds and think they're like something else? What does this ink blot right here look like to you? Oh boy. The whole morning is just one problem after another. There's 24 kids in my class, and I know just someone's going to bring in cupcakes to share for their birthday. We sit in 4 rows with 6 desks in each row. What if Miss Fibonacci rearranges the desks to make 6 rows, 8 rows, 3 rows, 2 rows? I count the 24 kids in our class again, but this time I count by 2s. Jake scratches his paper with 1 finger. How many fingers are in our class? Casey pulls Eric's ear. Well, how many ears are in our class? The new girl, Kelly, she just sticks her tongue out at me. Well, how many tongues are in our class? I think I might actually lose it when the lunch bell rings. Unfortunately for me, lunch is a pizza and an apple pie, and each pizza is cut into 8 equal slices, and each pie is in 6 equal slices. And you know what that means. Fractions. If 2 slices of pizza, should I ask for an eighth, 2/8, or 2 slices? Well, what is another way to say half the apple pie? 2/6, 3/6? Which tastes greater, a half a pizza or half a pie? We haven't started fractions yet, so I take 2 carrot sticks and 3 at a time, and then I ate them 2 at a time. In the afternoon, every subject is a problem. Social studies is geography problem. The Mississippi River is 4,000 kilometers long. An M&M is a centimeter long. There's 100 centimeters in a meter and 1,000 meters in a kilometer. So how many M&Ms would be the length of the Mississippi River? Estimate how many M&Ms I have to eat to measure the Mississippi River in M&Ms. Bonus, can you spell Mississippi without using M's? English became a word problem. If mail plus box equals mailbox, does lipstick minus stick equal lip? Or tuna fish plus tuna fish equal four fish? PE is a sports problem. In 1919, Babe Ruth hit 29 home runs and he batted .322 and he made $40,000. In 1991, the average Major League Baseball player hit 15 home runs, batted .275, and he made $840,000. So is Babe Ruth less than the average baseball player? Is he more than the average modern baseball player? Or is he equal to the modern baseball player? Math is just a total problem. Miss Fibonacci says there's all kinds of ways to count, so she asked to give some examples. So Russell counts on his fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Molly says 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Mrs. Fibonacci says 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. But on planet Tetra, we only have 2 fingers, so they count 1, 2, 3, 10. And on the planet Binary, they only have 1 finger on each hand, so they count 1, 10. What are the next 5 numbers in each one of these sequences? Don't worry, we'll get to that. We're just about to go home, and I think I'm done when Rebecca remembers her special birthday cupcakes that her mom sent in. There's 24 kids in class, and she has 24 cupcakes. So what's the problem? Rebecca wants Miss Fibonacci to have a cupcake too. Everyone's going crazy trying to figure out what fraction of a cupcake each person's going to get. I'm the first to figure out the answer. So I raise my hand and tell Miss Fibonacci I'm allergic to cupcakes. Everyone 24 believes me and gets 1 cupcake. No one has to figure out a fraction. I stagger out of school. I'm a math zombie now. I have to finish something to break this math curse, so I decide to try chocolate. My favorite candy bar is usually 50 cents, but guess what? Today it's on sale for 50% off. So I just figure out this equation right here to figure out the price. I decide I'll buy licorice instead. So I pull out my money and I have a $5 bill, a $1 bill, a quarter, and a penny. George Washington's on both the quarter and the dollar bill. Abraham Lincoln's on both the penny and the $5 bill. So which is true? There's all kinds of equations there. 1 Washington equals 25 Lincolns. 5 Washingtons is a Lincoln. 1 Washington is 100 Lincolns. Or a Lincoln equals 12 Washingtons. Don't forget to show your work. And extra credit. How do you think Thomas Jefferson feels about all of this Washington and Lincoln? I am a raving math lunatic. What if this keeps up for the entire year? How many minutes of math madness is that going to be? What's your problem, says my sister. 365 days times 24 hours times 60 minutes, I snarl. Dinner is no relief. While passing the mashed potatoes, Mom says, what your father says is false. Dad takes his potatoes and says, what your mom says is true. Think about that for a minute. If Mom says is true, then what Dad says is false. But if what Dad says is false, then what Mom says isn't true. And if what Mom says isn't true, then what Dad says isn't false. But that can't be true because he says what Mom says is true, and that says that what he says is false. Can that be true? I think about it, and then I think about it some more, and then I think I just want to go to bed. I undo 8 buttons and 2 shoelaces. I subtract 2 shoes, multiply times 2 socks, and divide by 3 pillows to get 5 sleeps. Remainder 1, which is all I need to count before I fall asleep. Then the problems really begin. I dream I am trapped in a room, no doors, no windows. The room is covered with a lifetime of problems. I have only 1 piece of chalk. How do I get out? I'm about to give up and die when all the answers to my problems comes to me. Fractions. I break the chalk in half. Then I put the 2 halves together. 1 half plus 1 half equals 1 whole. I put the hole on the wall and I jump out. I'm free. I wake up, it's Wednesday morning at 7:15. Takes me 10 minutes to get dressed, 15 minutes to eat my breakfast, and 1 minute to brush my teeth. My bus leaves at 8 o'clock. What time will I be ready? 7:41. No problem. I have broken the math curse. I can solve any problem now. And life is just great until science class when Mr. Newton says, you know, you can think almost everything is a science experiment. And that is my math curse. And I hope to place a math curse on you this year in 5th grade to see what fun math can be. Math is everywhere in your world. It's absolutely everywhere. It's not just on a piece of paper or a worksheet that Miss Jones gives you or a test that's passed to you. Math is everywhere we look. It's in our everyday life when we buy things in the store, when we go out onto a sporting field, when we work hard, when we're counting, when we're using the clock. It's everywhere. So I want you to keep an open mind this year as a mathematician. Everybody is a mathematician. Even when we struggle and things are tough, we're going to push our way through and we're going to figure it out together. So enjoy our first math assignment, which you'll find below on Canvas and on your website, and show me how numbers appear in your everyday life.